Happy Tuesday. I am so glad that you're here. Today, I want to talk a little bit about not having any regrets, especially as we're heading into the holidays. A few weeks ago, a very loved family member of ours died. And while it was sudden and while it was not something that any of us were expecting, I can honestly say that God was there. And that probably made it easier to handle than it would have otherwise. A few things were that anybody who knows me knows that I have multiple jobs, and so I feel like I'm heading in tons of different directions at all times. And I had always wondered in the back of my head, what would happen? Would I be able to stop and just be there for my family if and when tragedy struck? And I can honestly say that God is so good. I was able to spend the 2 weeks that this family member was in and out of the hospital with family, with him, with my kids, with my husband, with extended family. And then when he did end up going to heaven, all of us were able to be there with him. So all of the unknowns and all of the what ifs and where would we be and would we be able to all be together, God just took care of all of that. And I have to tell you that that experience right there was so powerful and such a blessing to me and brought such peace that if God is willing to orchestrate all of those, all of our schedules, and there was 11 of us, to the point where we could all be there together when he passed from here to heaven, what else is God willing to do in our lives? He is such an important and such a detail-oriented God that we can trust him with everything. That is probably one of the biggest lessons that I learned from that. But the other lesson I learned was how important it is to live with no regrets. I was able to spend that, not just those 2 weeks and, well, 2.5 weeks with that family member and with family themselves, but I was able to help him over the last couple of years when he needed extra help. I was able to be there, not just for him, but for the rest of the family. So that that also kind of makes his passing a little bit easier, knowing that I did what I could, knowing that he knew I loved him, knowing that I was there and that he was able to bless us before he passed, just means so much. So as you're going into the holiday season and life is busy and crazy and you have to add one more thing to your list, I just want you to stop and think, is what I'm choosing to do going to help me live without regrets, or is it not super important? So that's your word of encouragement this morning. If you liked this video, could you please hit like? If you would, I would love it if you would subscribe. And all of this points us back to Jesus in the everyday, helping us to focus on God's promises and seeing God in the everyday versus life's problems. That was one of the things that I really noticed these last 2.5 weeks. And that's what I want to help people point them back to, that God loves us so much and that he's so involved in our everyday lives. So if you're interested in that, look down below and you'll see the link and you can check out the Jesus in the Everyday membership and what that's all about. It's a super low price, it's super affordable, and it's something that you could give as a gift this year that would keep on giving. Instead of buying something that people will use and throw away and be done with, or regift if they don't like it, it's something that they would get 365 days a year. So please check that out as well. I just want to say again, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next Tuesday. So have a great week.